It is. We're live. Good morning. Welcome to Living Waters Church. It's okay, Beth. It's just behind. If anything goes wrong, we're just experimenting. This is the first time that we've done it. Church will look a little bit different this morning, but we're excited by what we can bring to everybody who is tuning in right now. We believe that God can work even though we may not be gathered physically together. We believe that we're gathering online, and we're looking forward to what this can bring in the future. And this morning, we have an amazing time ahead of us. We have something special for you to join in with us. In this time where things seem like you want to panic, where you want to fear, but actually God is working, and God is working in different people's lives. And so this morning, we're going to welcome Ben and Vicky as they get married. So I would like to welcome Ben and also Vicky as she comes and joins us. So, we're gathered together in the sight of God and in the presence of one another to join together this man and this woman in holy matrimony and to seek God's blessing and grace on their behalf. At this time, let us remember that marriage is more than a civil contract, a social convention, or a religious ceremony. It was ordained by God from the beginning as the sacrament of human society for the mutual fellowship, help and comfort of husband and wife in prosperity and adversity, for the honorable procreation of children, and for their training in love and obedience to the Lord. Marriage is declared by God to be honorable in all, so we must conclude that it must not be regarded in a light manner, but must be undertaken and entered into in all solemnity, with wisdom and forethought, reverently and in the fear of God. Into this holy bond, these two persons here present are now to be joined. Therefore, if any person can show any just cause why they may not lawfully be joined together, let him speak now, or else hereafter forever hold his peace. And we do have people here, so if you're doing it online, we can't see you. So, Ben and Vicky, I require and charge you both, as you will answer at the day of judgment, when the secrets of all hearts are made known, that either of you knows of any lawful impediment, why you may not be joined in marriage, you confess it now. And so, you repeat after me then. If you just come round a bit, Vicky. I do solemnly declare that I know not of any lawful impediment why I, Benjamin Gardner Moody, may not be joined in matrimony to Vicky Ann Rawlings. And so Vicky, just do the same. I do solemnly declare that I know not of any lawful impediment why I, Vicky Ann Rawlings, may not be joined in matrimony to Benjamin Gardner Moody. And so, Benjamin Gardner Moody, will you take Vicky Ann Rawlings as your wife to live together in marriage according to God's laws? Will you love her, comfort her, honor and keep her in sickness and in health? And forsaking all other, keep only unto her as long as you both shall live.
I will.
And so, Vicky, I ask you, Vicky Ann Rawlings, will you take Benjamin Gardner Moody as your husband to live together in marriage according to God's laws? Will you love him, comfort him, honor and keep him in sickness and in health, and forsaking all other, keep only unto him as long as you both shall live?
I will.
So, who gives this woman to be married to this man? Thank you. You may go and sit down. And so you can face each other, and if you put your right hand into Vicky's right hand. Or left hand, right hand. So, just repeat after me. I call upon these persons here present. This is Ben, sorry.
I call upon these persons here present
To witness that I, Benjamin Gardner Moody,
to witness that I, Benjamin Gardner Moody,
do take thee, Vicky Ann Rawlings,
do take thee, Vicky Ann Rawlings,
to be my lawfully wedded wife,
to be my lawfully wedded wife,
to have and to hold from this day forward,
to have and to hold from this day forward,
for better, for worse,
for better, for worse,
for richer, for poorer,
for richer, for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
until death us do part,
until death us do part,
according to God's holy ordinance.
according to God's holy ordinance.
And thereto I give you my promise.
And thereto I give you my promise.
And so, Vicky, you also repeat after me. I call upon these persons here present
I call upon these persons here present
to witness that I, Vicky Ann Rawlings,
to witness that I, Vicky Ann Rawlings,
do take thee, Benjamin Gardner Moody,
do take thee, Benjamin Gardner Moody,
to be my lawful wedded husband,
to be my lawful wedded husband,
to have and to hold from
have-
this day forward,
to have and to hold from this day forward,
for better, for worse,
for better, for worse,
for richer, for poorer,
for richer, for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
until death us do part,
till death us do part,
according to God's holy ordinance.
according to God's holy ordinance.
And thereto I give you my promise.
And thereto I give you my promise.
Do we have any rings?
Helen's got them.
Cap. Excellent. If you just put them on there. And so, then if you want to take her ring, and just repeat after me as we say this. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a token of the covenant. Start to put it on her finger.
as a token of the covenant
Made between us this
made
day,
between us this day,
and as a pledge of our mutual love.
and as a pledge of our mutual love.
And so, if you take that ring, Vicky, I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a token of a covenant
of a token of a covenant
made between us this day,
made between us this day,
and as a pledge of our mutual love.
and as a pledge of our mutual love. There you go.
That's okay. It happened to us on our wedding. So, for as much as Benjamin Gardner Moody and Vicky Ann Rawlings have consented together in holy matrimony before God and in the presence of his company, and have pledged faithfulness to each other by the giving and receiving of a ring, and by the joining hands, I now pronounce them husband and wife, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Those whom God has joined together, let no man put asunder. And you may kiss a bride. Right. I would ask you to kneel, but I'm not sure if you'll manage it. So I'll just pray over both of you, so if you want to come together. Lord, I just pray blessing on Benjamin and Vicky, that you would be in the center of the marriage from the very start, that they would learn to keep their vows in their hearts, and know that no matter what, you have joined them together this day. That even though this may be an unconventional wedding, that actually there's so many people cheering them on right now. And I pray blessing that they will see their family grow up to know you, Jesus. And that they will see many, many more wonderful things to come. That they will learn to live in your peace and in your joy and comfort. From this day forward, amen. And so the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace. Amen. So, that is the church part of it. We're going to sign the registers at the end after everything else. But right now, Pastor Beth is going to come and give a short word.
Yeah, we're going to get some comfortable chairs for you two as well, so don't go very far. You can't sit really far away from each other because you've just got married. You don't have to isolate, okay? Hope nobody heard me say that. Yeah, we're going to get Vicky and Ben some really nice, comfortable chairs. Do you want to come and sit? Do you want to come and sit a bit further over so people can see you? Is that right? Yeah. Doesn't Vicky look beautiful? Doesn't she look lovely? People on the camera as well. We're not used to doing this. We're not very slick with it, okay? And but we're hoping to get a little bit better over the next few weeks. And we hope everybody at home at church is joining us if you've got access to the internet, and we're pleased that we've got some people here as well. Remember to keep in touch with all of us anyway at this time. But I just wanted to say Happy Mother's Day as well. Isn't that good? Mother's Day too. That's amazing. And that you always remember your wedding day, and you're going to remember this one, aren't you? It wasn't what you planned, wasn't what anybody planned. But I tell you what, I remember my wedding day. I remember it all. I've just found our little stub in the registry book of when me and Sam were married, and it just brings back loads of memories. And I think this one is even more special. I know it's come at a strange time, but actually I think it's probably come at the best time for what I want to say to both of you today and to the church. And actually lots of people like big fancy weddings in big fancy churches, and they want them to look grand and have the stuff afterwards. But I don't think that's ever what you two wanted anyway, was it? You just wanted to be together. And that's what it's about. It's about you two and your family. The building doesn't matter. The decorations really don't matter. It's the person you're marrying that matters. That's what matters, the right one. And before I got married, I was unsure. I'm not sure whether I should say this with Sam being in the room. I'm not sure whether cold feet was the right word, but just before, I think it must have just been the week before I got married, I asked somebody who I really trusted, how do I know if this person's the right one? And I expected that person who I trusted to say, well, do you love him? And actually, that's not what they said at all. What he said was, is that person, is Sam God's man? Is he God's man? And I thought, well, he is. And I know that you've already, Vicky, you've just been baptized a few weeks ago. I know what you believe as well. And I think that this is a great day because actually you're marrying God's woman and you're marrying God's man. And that's what counts, isn't it? It really is. And you've just got to stick together. I just want to bring a really simple message to everybody today in here and online. It's our church day 2, and I hope that you're with us. At the moment, we've been stopped from hugging. Yeah, I'm sure you can hug today. I'm not a huggy person, and when I first came to this church in the year 2000, there was a lot of hugging that went on, and I just, It took me a while to get used to that. But now, when we've been told to kind of isolate or socially distance ourselves from everybody, I'm kind of missing the hugs and the loves, because you always miss what you can't have, don't you? And many people will be feeling that at this time. They'll feel the distance. But you two today, and this is why I love it that it's happened today, you two have decided to draw yourselves closer today, on this day. You want to be close. I love the fact that we're having a wedding today, because weddings are all about drawing two people together. But not just two people, two families together, and the people in those families, so you become one family. And that brings with it, that might bring with it trouble sometimes, but it also is a large support network of people who can become one large family. And that'll take time, but they're there for you, because they're for you and not against you. One large support network of love, and it's a great time to do it. And I hope that, and I know that both you and our church realise that hugging might bring you physically closer to each other, but actually the true nature of a marriage and a family is what brings you spiritually closer with each other. And we all know that a hug might make us feel better at this time, but you truly, truly get closer to someone by talking to them. You two didn't just meet on the street, did you, and hug and then decide to get married. That's not what brings you closer, is it? What brings you closer, as we all know, is you learn what makes somebody tick, don't you? You take the time to listen to someone. You take the time to get to know them and talk to them. You find out what they like and dislike. You find out what annoys them. And you know how you feel about each other. You will know probably, Ben, from a look that Vicky gives you, how she's feeling at that moment in time, because she's expressed it to you in maybe a nice way or not, maybe not a nice way sometimes. I can tell when Sam's in a huff. And he can tell when I'm in a huff. Yeah? We know each other's favourite films, and we know each other's faults. And that's what it's all about. We know how we feel about certain issues. We understand each other. And you'll have talked together, you'll have laughed together, you'll have listened together, you'll have taken time to understand each other. And there's loads more of that to come. It doesn't just stop here today, obviously. You'll get to know each other more as you two people become one, you know. And that becoming process takes a long time sometimes. But you have chosen this wedding at the perfect time. It maybe wasn't your perfect time, but I believe it was God's perfect time. We've been told to socially isolate. But you two, and I think everybody else in this room and the church, needs to understand that God isn't isolating. He's not isolated from anyone. You need to remember that just as you two want to get closer, God always wants to be close to you and to everyone. He is the opposite of isolating. He's actually contactable, and he's accessible. He's relatable. He's available. He's a very present help in time of need. And actually, Proverbs 18:24 tells us that there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother, and that's God. All right? Everyone at this time can get to know God if you want to. And remember that it's actually not this building that is the church. This is just where we meet. It's the people who are the church, not the building. God isn't confined to a building at all. So I think we should all use this time to get to know him like these two people have got to know each other. Read about him, listen to him, laugh with him, talk with him, take time to understand him, because that's how you truly get to know God. It's the same as when we're getting to know a new friend or a new partner. You might be physically feeling alone and unable to hug, but you're never alone from God, ever. Now, I believe these verses, or this psalm, should I say, are just for you two at this time. And for the church at this time as well, we need to remember how well God already knows us, and how close he is to us, And we just need to take the time to get to know him. And what a fantastic opportunity we have over the next few weeks to do that, let's face it. So I'm going to read, before you two sign the register, I'm going to read Psalm 139. Not all of it, but most of it. It says here, "You've searched me, O Lord, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, O Lord, you know it completely. You hem me in, behind and before, and you lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful me, too lofty for me to attain. Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? If I go up to the heavens, you are there. If I make my bed in the depths, you are there. If I rise on the wings of the dawn, if I settle on the far side of the sea, even there your hand will guide me. Your right hand will hold me fast. If I say, surely the darkness will hide me and the light become night around me, even the darkness will not be dark to you. The night will shine like the day, for darkness is as light to you." And I love this bit. "For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place, when I was woven together in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be." So he knew this was going to happen today. "How precious to me are your thoughts, O God. How vast is the sum of them. Were I to count them, they would outnumber the grains of sand. When I awake, I am still with you." And you know, in your marriage, God will always be with you if you let him, making you stronger, allowing you to rise up and not be afraid. Okay, remember, no matter what, or how well you think you know each other, God knows you even better. All right, and he loves you, and he's cheering you on. Okay, lovely. So what we're going to do now is we're going to sign the register. We're going to say goodbye to everyone, but before we go, I'm going to pray for everyone and the people in the church as well. So we'll just bow our heads. Lord Jesus, we thank you that we've got this technology that we can show our church what we're doing. Father, we just pray your blessing over these two people, over their lovely families. Father, I pray that you bring them together as one, that you make them stronger. Father, that we remember this week and in the coming weeks that you are always, always with us. You're closer to us than a brother. You hem us in from either side and in front and behind, all around, Father. You've got it covered. Father, I pray that we choose at this time to rise up and to trust in you. Amen. Amen. Bye, church. Do you want to wave to them?